Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic is the latest in the long-running FNAF series of games. But is this latest edition worth playing? Let's talk about the story and gameplay, so hopefully you can answer that question. And if you do find an answer, then remember to like and subscribe for more reviews and let's plays. But let's start with the numbers. An average playthrough runs for about 6 to 8 hours. I went into the game trying to gather all the collectibles and played the New Game Plus with the goal of getting the extra ending, leaving me with a playtime of just around 20 hours at the end. Something I did not mind, as I found the story to be interesting enough to want to get the extra ending. One I ended up being very pleased with. Now, like all FNAF games, there is some connection between them, but this one ended up being a mostly nicely contained story. While there are some connections to the universe's overarching lore and the previous games, with references to both characters and locations from previous games, there is no requirement to have really any knowledge of the series. Secret of the Mimic is very much its own contained story, with its own people, location, and a new company. The game did give me, as an older player, plenty of nice references and ooh moments, and it feels like a good place for a newer player to enter the universe. This game serves as the origin story of the Mimic, giving us an idea of its creation, how it works, and perhaps why it is the way it is. You play a mechanic for Fazbear's entertainment, and on your drive home from a very long shift, you are called by dispatch and told to make a stop at Murray's Costume Manor, where apparently a property belonging to Fazbear's is located, and you need to retrieve it because they just can't get hold of Mr. Murray anymore. Of course, this task turns out to be far more challenging than first expected. Murray's Costume Manor is full of animatronics and costumes capable of coming after you. The main gameplay loop will be trying to get through the different areas while hiding and sneaking around and sometimes running from these less than friendly animatronics. You have a special key allowing you to open the different doors in the facility, and the game is split into different sequences where you must enter an area with the goal of upgrading the key to get deeper into the facility. Each sequence has their own unique area, their own signature animatronic, and both secrets and challenges to take on. I found this area I visited to be fun and just different enough from the last one to make it interesting the whole way through. Though there were definitely sequences I liked more or less on later playthroughs. Each upgrade area has their own boss fight against the area's signature animatronic. These require you usually to hide and sneak around, perhaps solve a little puzzle, or survive a chase scene with the animatronic coming after you. I found these sort of battles to be varied enough to be interesting, and I found some of my favorite moments and music in the game within them. But each area also has some optional things you can do. Scattered around are various gift boxes which hold the game's collectible items. Some are easy to find, while others require some investigation to find key codes to open doors, or figure out ways to get into areas that are not always so obvious on how to get to. These collectibles are related to a game you can play on the various terminals around the facility, making them actually more useful and a little bit more interesting as collectibles. Other optional side content is the letters. All over the area are mailboxes, and as you interact with them, more emails are going to be added to the terminals, allowing you to piece together the lives of the people within the Costume Manor and what happened here. And while the gameplay is nothing groundbreaking, I had fun, and I think it worked well enough. There is, outside of one thing. The save system is garbage. The game autosaves based on story progression and entering different areas, and I found this to be inconsistent at best. Outside of few places in the latter half of the game where you can manually trigger autosaves, you can get stuck for a long while without a save if you are just retreading previous areas to try to find collectibles. And while the game says it should autosave as it enters new areas, going back to previous areas did not always trigger an autosave for me. And with the game not seeming to save on exit either, it meant that I kinda had to make sure I triggered an autosave before I exited the game. The save system is simply bad. It's not game-breaking, but it definitely led to several frustrations, especially if you want to go collecting things. And honestly, save systems just should not be a problem in modern games. Thankfully, the save system did not ruin the experience for me, just led to some frustration. And overall, I really did enjoy Secret of the Mimic. There were plenty of interesting moments, nice music, and fun challenges. The game is not very scary, as I quickly became numb to the animatronic jump scares, but there were definitely some tenser moments, especially when hiding from the animatronics. For me, the game was definitely worth playing. But I am curious if it is for you, so tell me about it down in the comments. Would you like to play FNAF Secret of the Mimic? And then would you get it for a full price or wait for a sale? And while you're there, remember to do the good YouTube stuff by liking and subscribing. And in the end, all I want to say is tack för att horva, och in this landag.